Hi, I'm Kathy, and 89% of you have more functional brain than I do. As I usually open my videos, that's why the weird channel name of MS in the 11th percentile. Um, Today's fashion look is terrible, but I want to show you the lengths I'm going to try to stay cool. And I don't mean like cool, baby. I mean like not dying from the heat. So, something that we all, most of us face. Some people are cold intolerant, and I can't imagine what that would be like. All I know is it seems to me like if you're cold, it's much easier to warm up than if you're warm, cooling off, especially outside. So I am willing to show you how incredibly stupid I look when I walk my dog. I try to get in 3 miles a day. And this is about the only thing that's going to allow me to do that. So I wanted to, I said something when I was talking in the video about how great my mom was, that I would talk about cooling later. And I thought, well, heck, I'm all dressed up. So I'm all dressed up for the party, right? But I would go ahead and show you what I'm trying to use right now, let you give me any kind of feedback on what you do to keep yourself cool if you're someone who really wants to or has to be outside with this illness. Heat is miserable for me, and I'm sure it's miserable for a lot of you too. So one thing I have is this actually authentic, made in Mexico, sombrero. It's wide brim, but it doesn't have, ball fringe or any of the cliche things that you would expect to see on a sombrero. It's not a tourist sombrero. It's an actual cowboy sombrero. I got it in San Diego, California, because the blistering sun there and the Santa Ana winds are about the most miserable experience I've ever had. You hear wind and you think cool off. The Santa Anas are more like a blow dryer in your face. And then put that on top of the sun, literally feeling like it's a million miles closer to the earth. And you kind of get the idea of San Diego in the autumn anyway, which is when I visited. So, wow, I look rugged today, but I've already been out twice in the heat. So let me remove my sombrero, which of course you can make fun of my hat hair or whatever. I don't care what I look like when I do this. I only care that I can survive it. So that may seem weird, but I'm not willing to put hours into my appearance when what I really care about is surviving. So aside from the ridiculously large hat, which I keep on with a chin strap, as you can see, there's a reason for that, for looking like I'm wearing a bolo tie or something. The reason is that inside this sombrero, and I know I'm going to look terrible now, it's this hair that's like layered too short almost, or at that position where you can't like control it. So, but anyway, in the base of my sombrero is an ice pack. So that's what I'm wearing on my head the whole time that I'm walking. Is I'm wearing an ice pack in my sombrero, which gives me some shade. Whew, I can tell even from like the blotchiness and the like slight more redness on my face that even wearing a ice block in my hat is still just on the edge of what it's going to take to beat the Ohio miserable humid summer heat. If anybody, by the way, knows a nice guy in Fairbanks, Alaska, or Juneau, Alaska, that I can hang with for the summer, you just give me the name and number. Because that's been my dream, is just to escape these Ohio summers, and not by going like to Florida or someplace, but to escape them literally by running as far north in Canada as I can. But that's just my personal experience. So what I'm wearing here is my cooling vest, as with all my clothes, because my hands give me this tremor thingy that I can't control. It makes buttoning and zipping things a challenge, trying to line things up. So I take everything on and off over my head, even though, as you can see, it's got these elastic straps. So I try to hit it at the top of the elastic straps. And here goes probably the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. especially in front of a reasonably large group of people, but trying to take this off. Okay. Now, what I've got here, I wasn't expecting any wetness at all because these packs are closed. So that kind of shows you how much it was sweating outside. My ice vest, I keep it in one piece, but you can sort of see the idea. Okay, this is the back of it. If you can picture like large bubble wrap filled with water, that's what these are. Okay, there's one large panel. There's one large panel that is for the back. Okay, and it's nice, won't lie. And then there's two panels on the front, and if I were a person who used zippers, these would be super convenient if I was a person who used zippers. So, you know, it's nice. But here's the really cool thing about this one. It unvelcros. And with this particular vest, which I found on Amazon, you get a second set of these ice packs. And you also get a cooler carrier. It's a soft cooler, but it's pretty insulated. And you get a large sheet of these to roll the other set of ice packs in. Now they say 2.5 hours on this, and I will get back to you as to whether that's true or not. I know that when I get back from my walk, which my mile usually takes about 22 minutes, I'm pretty darn not recovered. And like I said, most embarrassing thing, but I really don't care. This is about trying to preserve my ability to do something I really want to do, which is this fitness kick I'm on, which I have to say is awesome because it's really getting fun to feel like I'm almost athletic. So I just wanted to pop on really quickly about the cooling equipment that I'm using. Ask for any ideas besides wearing light clothing, wearing layers. That's my exercise sort of support. And I'll be going to my what I call exercise boot camp at 4:30 today. And doing probably what's going to be a hard workout. I haven't been since last Thursday, so I've spent a week doing nothing but walking. And of course, we know MS is not all wine and roses, right? So if you have any tips or ways of cooling yourself, aside from doing a lot of what I do, which is staying inside the air conditioning or running from my air-conditioned car into air-conditioned buildings, but if you have ways that you can stay outside and garden or things that help you, I would love to hear about those down in the comments. Please feel free to leave those. And any questions you might have, I purchased this after looking at many vests on Amazon. I am not going to say it was cheap, but I didn't want to go cheap because I'm a girl on a mission. So that having been said, I take it off and on over my head instead of messing, as with all my clothes. I don't have any button-down shirts that won't go on over my head because I can't do buttons or snaps or zippers. I can do Velcro, but there aren't many like ladies dress shirts made with Velcro. So I usually buy a size up so I can have it buttoned and slink into it. So that's what I do to try to keep myself able to be outside in the summer. And I hope you found that interesting, and I hope I find it effective for the long term because we're at about 80 mid today, like 85-ish. And it can hit 100 degrees here, and it can hit like 99% humidity. And on those days, if you're an MS patient, it's rough. So, like I said, I hope on that note you're living your best life with MS. And I'm not a medical professional. Always get second or third opinions from medical professionals about what I say. And Doc, if you watch this, would you please invent something that takes this away? Some people have had success using, oh gosh, there's a drug, using Ampera. And when I took Ampera, all it did was make my back ache for 6 months. I gave it a good go, but it didn't seem to do anything to help me. I don't think there are any other medications that really work well with making this heat issue go away. It really is like the last major issue that affects my, like gives me fatigue and affects my general overall level of feeling good. So I'm going to sign off there. It's gone on too long already. To all of you, I will see you next time, and I hope, as always, that you're living your best life with MS. Thanks.